Welcome to Billy Review Stuff, where I review stuff. Today I'm looking at, well, Gamera, Guardian of the Universe, Friend of Children, Master of the Horizontal Bar. This is from 2015 from S.H.MonsterArts for the 1996 movie Attack of Legion. And I picked this up last year, and I've been waiting to review it, been holding off on it, and now that I have these awesome buildings, it kind of makes me want to review them more. So let's take a look at them. This thing was like $80, which is insane because it came with a flight stand, a breath effect, a stand for that, and the alternate pieces to put Gamera into his flight mode. It's something that we don't get today because you could pay like $140 for like an S.H.MonsterArts, and it's just like, guess what? Here's the figure and maybe an extra piece or something. It's a time bygone, and it's an era I hope we someday get back to, but I doubt it. I really, really doubt it. But so Gamera is fantastic looking from all angles. He has where he looks like the suit from Attack of Legion. It's fantastic. This is a slightly I guess you'd say it was slightly redesigned from the original Gamera, because in the first film that the Gamera trilogy, that was like the comeback of Gamera, was more in line with how Gamera looked, with a larger head and without the spines on his elbows, and had the traditional flight of where he just goes into his turtle shell and spins around like he's full of fire, full of what was it, Roman cannon? Was it Roman cannon? Full of sparklers, and just spun around, and it's wonderful. It's the best thing ever. If I could ever get my hands on that first S.H.MonsterArts Gamera, I'd probably give someone else's kidney for it. But this version, I feel like, is a great update to the original design of Gamera, and it has where it still has the same feel, the same kind of silhouette to it, but updated just enough to have where like it's more modern, and I adore that. The Gamera 3 version is good, but like I like that throwback version. I like that just enough back to the original version to have where like it matters. But with the figure, he has an extremely well articulated neck, thanks to the ball joints of S.H.MonsterArts. Everything's ball joints, guys. Everything in S.H.MonsterArts is ball joints. He has slightly articulated shell here, so he can get that head up a little bit more. It's not much, but it's enough to kind of just give it a little bit more movement there. Another standout thing is he has the best tail I've seen on any figure I've messed with so far. Like, this tail is insane. Like, goes back, goes forward. It feels strong. Like, this tail should be the like blueprint for every other monster tail. Like, Super 7 needs to kind of like fiddle around with this guy and just be like, oh wow, this is the king of ball jointed tails right here. And I'm amazed. It has where it's strong enough that it can be used as a stand for him to like lean forward so he doesn't tilt back. It works very well, because without it, boop. Yeah. This is a strong tail. This is fantastic. The rest of them, like, he has like, standard arms. Again, it's all ball joints. There is some sculpt kind of like weird things with it. Like, it probably is just my copy. I've begun to accept that every action figure is unique and will have its own issues for its each of its owners. But like with this one here on the left arm, it has where his, I guess you'd say that was like the shoulder area of the turtle, where it meets his shell. It has where like it hangs onto the arm more than it does this one. This one has where like it'll float around and just like come around like that. But this one just kind of like is like super on there. And I've popped it out and messed with it. It just kind of just stays there, but it is what it is. He has like very well articulated legs. It moves like a guy in a suit, or a turtle that's been picked up and fiddled around with. It it has its range of articulation and it matches what it is. Another thing that is kind of nerve wracking but kind of cool. This one piece here, you can open him up to have where I think it's a solar blast or magma blast. I can't remember what the name of the attack is, but he has where he opens this up to attack Legion and melt that bastard. Uh, but like for the S.H.MonsterArts version, its hinges I'd say are ambitious for when it came out. They're all uniquely sculpted. It's not like there's a standardized joint here for it. All these pieces are sculpted in there. It's amazing, but then also it's kind of a pain. But I enjoy it still, just for the fact it's like, oh, you open them all up and there it is. There's the, oh my god, get this one piece because the legs have where they're kind of there too. And it's like, oh, let me block this just a little bit. Get you open, just come on. This is exactly what would happen if I was trying to do it on camera. Come on. Okay, so this one little piece is gonna piss me off. Please don't pop off. It's a pain to pop them back on there. There we go. That should be as good as it's gonna get right now. But if you fiddle with a little bit more, you get in there, and there's that core in there of him for like his blast right there. You could use the blast that comes with it to kind of like mimic that, but his blast effect or breath effect has where it's more for his fire breath, which is pretty awesome too. But like closing this up, it's an ordeal a little bit because it is all individually done. Like there's definitely a proper order, and I think I've about figured out the proper order after having it for a year or so. It's all of them except this friggin' bottom one right here. Uh, just don't push that one too hard, and it'll have where it looks all right. One of the neatest things that comes with him, because he actually comes with stuff, is his like fire blast effect. It's fantastic. It has a stand with it. It has adjustable arms, so you can get it in different kind of angles and stuff. It does have where like the screws do get loose, but like a tiny little Phillips head and slightly tighten them up. It works perfectly, and it has where it's molded to his mouth in there. So all you gotta do is just get it in there. Let's see here. Open up a little bit there. And then you have Gamera blasting fire just like in the movie. It's it's great. I can get it at different angles by lifting it up, adjusting his head. It's it's just something that you don't get enough of with giant monster figures now, and I don't know why there's not enough like because there's third party parts for Transformers and Mythic Legions and things like that, but there's not like a abundant amount of stuff for like giant monster figures like SH Monster Arts or Haya Toys. I I wish there was just something out there that was like even if it was like a standardized here's red, blue, green, orange blast that just is on a little arm, a little stand, it can aim at stuff. That would be amazing, but we only get so much stuff. So the last really cool thing about Gamera is he has a flight mode, and it's relatively easy to get him into that. First, you have to pull off this turtle's arms, which is just a little disturbing. I'm sorry, Gamera. I'm sure my cat's somewhere just going like, "Why do you keep talking about me? Keep my name out your mouth." So if you can look right there, you can see like how it's constructed there. It's not very complex. Actually, I think if you tried, you could probably get an LED behind there too. Just if you haven't, if it hasn't been done, it probably has been done to death. But just putting it out there. But then he has where his legs have receded into his turtle body and turned into jets, which makes perfect giant monster sense there. Just pops in there. Now he has his little thruster spots. Um, I think that's also why this one's a pain in the butt because it has where it's made of his lower legs here, and it's something. it's something that's a little weird to look at. I kind of don't like looking at that. And then just pop in his alternate arms, all ball joints, so it's like super easy to do. It's barely an inconvenience. And then take this stand and the accompanying flight stand that goes in there, which, I mean, thank goodness you even got like this much with him. I kind of do wish it had its own like bottom stand for it, but then you have Gamera in flight mode, so he can fly to and from to attack ISIS Legion in the movie, and I think it looks fantastic, and it looks even better if you have some little buildings to go with him. So let's just get him in a pose right here. Some flight look to him. Here we go. And we're going to lower the camera a little bit. Tilt up some. And then maybe turn these about like so. A little bit more over here. And I think it just adds to the scale, the look, and everything if you have little buildings the right size to go with them, because then they're back to being giant monsters and not just toys and stuff. It looks fun to me. But if you get a chance to get the S.H.MonsterArts Gamera 2 Attack of Legion figure for a reasonable price, because like at this point I've seen some of them go for like $200, get it. Or if there's a reissue or just any kind of Gamera figure that you want. I've heard bad things about like the most recent one though for the 2023 show, but I mean, if you love Gamera and you find it at a reasonable price, pick them up. This has been Billy Beige. I'll see you in the next video.